Shanti Shanti.
Now what is the infinity? Nobody knows. You go on expanding forever, whatever you want. After some time you become fulfilled perhaps. But even then there is expansion. After fulfillment also there is expansion. Suppose there is a well which is full of water. You dig it big. Make a pond, that is also full. You make a big lake, that is also full. So even if you become fulfilled, you can go on increasing your capacity and it remains fulfilled. So don't say that there is no expansion. Even for a knower also there is expansion. If there is no growth, there is no joy. If the knower, suppose he has reached his goal and he remains, then there is no joy after that. Initially there will be joy, thereafter there is no joy. The joy lies in the change, joy lies in expansion, joy lies in growth, joy lies in our pilgrimage, our motion. So for a knower also the joy is in, suppose for a guru, the joy lies in dealing with each shishya. A new disciple comes with new difficulties. So he has to expand, his further expansion is needed to treat him or her. Another disciple comes with another kind of difficulty. So the guru has to further expand to enlighten him or her. So there lies his joy. Whenever people come with questions or so, he has to answer them and satisfy them. Their doubts have to be removed. So doubts are infinite in number. Each person will present his doubts in a different manner. And the knower has to clarify those doubts. His joy lies in that, in clarifications, giving the clarifications. So he goes on expanding. The joy lies in expansion itself. That is why he says, Svalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. What is the bhaya we are suffering from? Our fear, earlier also I said, it can be very simply coined in 1-2 sentences, that fear of losing what we like and fear of facing what we dislike. You can include any fear, even fear of death is also because death we do not like, or you can say because life we like, we don't want to die. So either fear of losing life or fear of facing death. That means fear of losing what we like and fear of facing what we dislike. ठीक नहीं है? So when you are having the readiness of the mind to accept both the likes and dislikes equally, then where is the fear? Fear is gone. So the moment, even if a little bit of his dharma, if you practice, it will free you of all the fears. Mahato bhayat, the mrityu bhaya is the mahabhaya. So he says, Svalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Saying that, now he says that this is what the yoga of Bhagavad Gita I am going to present. Then he says about Vedas, that other yaga yajna. He says, Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadanti avipashchitaha Veda vadaratah partha na anyat asti iti vadinaha. Exactly as in Mundakopanishad. Na anyat asti iti vadinaha. He says that all these Vedas, they have discussed that you do this yaga in this manner, that manner. Detailed methods have been analyzed, and this will be the result. This is the phala, that you will go to this heaven, that heaven, or you will have this, have that. Sometimes in this life, mostly in other life. So he is saying that these are all pushpitam vacham. Generally in our Shastras, Shankaracharya said it is like palasa. Palasa is a flower where you don't see the fruit. Generally there will be flower and fruit. After flower the fruit comes. No? But in palasa you see only the flower, you don't see the fruit. So pushpitam vacham means they are very flowery language. They have described the heavens in beautiful terms so that anybody will be attracted. Any fool will be attracted, so to say. The other day I said that in the heaven, as Nachiketa is saying, there is no hunger, no thirst. So if there is no hunger, no thirst, then what is the joy there? The 80% of the joy of life is gone. Because no hunger, no thirst means you will not enjoy food, you will not enjoy drink. But that becomes pushpitam vacham. That means people are attracted by that, oh, there is no hunger, no thirst, I would like to go there. So they are only attractive, colorful flowers. There is no real fruit in it. They are all pushpitam vacham. Pravadanti abhipaschitaha. They speak about all these things. Those who are unwise, those who are not wise, those who are fools, they speak about it. And they go on discussing and arguing about it also. amongst themselves about what will happen, this will happen, this will happen or not happen and all. Because they don't believe in na anyadasti iti vadina. There is something called knowledge or freedom or jivan mukti, knowing our real identity or the Atma or the Brahman or so. They don't believe in that. They say the whole life is only this karma and having the result. Kamatmanah swargapara janma karma phalapradam kriya vishesha bahulam bhogaishwarya gatim prati. They are all practiced by the kamatmanah, those who are desireful, full desire. For each yaga there are so many kinds of activities are spoken of. Just because of desire they follow all these things. That वो करने से वो होगा, कितना भी कर, ये करेंगे वो करेंगे, बहुत खर्च भी कर देंगे उसके लिए, दूसरा किसी के लिए खर्च नहीं करेंगे, एक बहुत गरीब कुछ आए हैं उनके लिए पैसा नहीं देंगे, लेकिन वो करके हमें स्वर्ग मिलेगा बोल के सब कुछ खर्च करेंगे. So they are actually motivated by desire and their idea, goal is only bhogaishwarya gatim prati. They are only interested in aishwarya, wealth and bhoga. That is why they take to this. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya aparita chetasam. Those who are clinging to bhoga and aishwarya, that means wealth and enjoyment and indulgence, they are aparita chetas, taya aparita chetasam. Their mind has been stolen away by that. How will they think in a wise manner? They forget even their happiness. The mind, suppose initially the money is a need. You start earning money for happiness. But very soon, if the orientation is towards money, then you become slave to money and money becomes the cause of unhappiness. Yesterday I gave some examples. That too much of money giving to own children, not even depriving the brother's children. Finally what happened? The children started fighting amongst themselves. Sometimes they will even be thinking that let the father go as early as possible. We know of a case where they killed the mother even. They do harmful things like that. So their mind gets completely stolen away by this bhogaishwarya, clinging to that. And they don't know where lies the auspicious goal. Vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhuna vidhiyate. Their mind will never become fixed to their antahkarana, where lies the Lord of all, as he says, patireka yatra devanam patireko dhivasaha. That where the Lord of all gods are residing. Their mind will never go to the antakarna. It will never be fixed to the antakarna because their mind will be lost to the world of wealth and bhoga. So they cannot make the mind introvert. They don't know that the mind exists also. It is very strange. But we have got people have never looked inside. They don't know what is the mind, what are the thoughts. They have never seen inside. Such examples are plenty. So to make that mind introvert becomes very difficult for them. They are lost in that. Saying that, he says, Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna Nidvandvo Nitya Sattvastho Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. He says that all these karmakanda of the Vedas, they are based on the three gunas. They are all in the world. They are only worldly. They are talking about only worldly bhoga and all. Therefore, O Arjuna, if you are a seeker of Shreyas, as Arjuna claimed in the 7th verse of the 2nd chapter, that I want the Nishreyasa, I want the ultimate auspicious goal of life. If you are so, then you have to be completely oblivious of these karmakanda of the Vedas. You have to transcend them. Why? Also because yavanartha udapane sarvatas samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. Vijanatah brahmanasya. A brahmana means a sattvaguni. We have discussed about this. Who becomes sattvaguni, so that enlightenment comes to him. A knower who is a sattvaguni, a brahmana knower, for him, he is giving the example that when there is a flood, for water will you look for the well? Because all the wells and ponds, everything is covered with water. So will you again look for a pond or look for a well? Because everything is covered by that water. Sarvatas samplutodake, that whole area is covered. Like that, for a knower who has known the truth, Everywhere there is joy. So will he again look for one yaga which will give me next life that heaven and I will get that joy in the Brahma Loka or this Loka or that Loka? His mind is always floating in bliss. He is always having the prasada, placidity. He knows that the joy lies within, nowhere else in the world at all. In all the lokas, joy will not be found because it is a product of our mind. The joy is our own product coming from within. So they don't look for joy anywhere else at all. There it is like the flooded area. Everywhere there is joy. Whatever they do, it is full of joy. This is the way the Bhagavad Gita has criticized the Yaga Yajna and introduced the Bhagavad Gita yoga, which can be done in any action, whatever, in whichever field we are acting, anywhere it can be practiced and anywhere we can get the benefit of it. Now, let us get back to Mundakopanishad. Tapashraddheye hyupavasantyaranye. See, it is he upavasanti aranye. All these are joined together. He upavasanti aranye becomes hyupavasantyaranye. He upavasanti becomes hyupavasanti and upavasanti aranye becomes upavasantyaranye. Tapashraddheye hyupavasantyaranye. Shanta vidvamso bhaishyacharyam charantaha Suryadvarena te virajah prayanti. Suryadvarena te virajah prayanti. Yatra mritassa Purusho hyavyayatma. See, here they say that in contrast to these performers of the Karmakanda, those Vidwan, the learned people who are Shantaha. Shantaha means they are desireless. They don't have the worldly desire. They have transcended the worldly desires. They taking to Bhaikshyacharyam, that means mendicant's life generally, we are also like that, taking bhiksha, we live on other people's offering. Bhaikshyacharyam charantaha, they live on the following the mendicant's life, the Bhaikshacharya. Tapashraddhe ye hi upavasanti aranye. Aranye means in the forest. It need not be forest, it means solitude or so. Away from the worldliness, so to say. Away from the worldly enjoyments and worldly attractions, repulsions. Tapashraddhe. The two qualities they have is austerity and Shraddha. Now Shraddha in Vedanta always means the Shraddha in the scripture, in the Vedanta Vakya and Guru Vakya. That means they give maximum value to whatever the knowers say or the scriptures say. That is why they are practicing that. Their corresponding austerities will be learning and understanding all those things. Remaining in solitude, they practice this, they enhance their tapas and shraddha, austerity, and shraddha means the value towards the supreme goal. That is what they practice. Shanta vidvamso, they are learned, they are freed of desires. Bhaikshyacharyam charantaha, they live on begging. They are taken by the Suryadvarena te virajah prayanti. They become viraja. Rajas means the desires. The desire motivate us to activity. Generally the people they say that without desire how can I have motivation? That means they are motivated by desire to do action. Rajas means activity. But in this sense the rajas means desire also. Viraja means they become free of all desires and desireful activities also. They Suryadvarena, that means we talk about, the scriptures talk about different paths, but Suryadvarena, when they say, that means the path of enlightenment. Surya is the source of light. So through knowledge they progress, not through the karma. Karma is actually not progressing through the enlightenment. You don't know by doing the yajna what will happen. You are told that you will go to that heaven. But it is not through knowledge. You have been told that if you do perform this, this will happen. Why are you performing? Why are you following the injunctions? Nothing is known. It is not a Suryadvarana. It is not through the path of knowledge or enlightenment. So he says that through the path of knowledge they reach. Where do they reach? Yatra amritaha sa purushaha hi avyayatma. Their own atma, they don't have to reach to the heavens or anything. It is not moving from here or going somewhere else. They reach their own atma, the self. What kind of atma? Avyaya, which is changeless. Normally we think I am changeful, I am affected, I am tainted. No, not that. Which is unaffected, unchanging, Purushaha, who is within us. Amritaha, who is immortal. They reach the immortal, unchanging self through enlightenment. So they are contrasting with what is happening to the karmakandis and what happens when you take to desirelessness and practice austerity through desireless, practice the path of knowledge, and finally you reach that immortality. Saying that, he said what a person should do then. The two contrasts he has already shown. This is what is happening. The last he ended with imam lokam heenataram va vishanti. That they either fall after enjoying the heaven, they fall here or even to the lower regions. That was the final attainment of the karmakandis. And here he said that those who leave all that and being freed of desire, they reach the ultimate immortal goal. Saying that, therefore, what should you do? This verse is also important. Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmano nirvedamayat nastya kritah kritena tadvijnanartham sa gurumeva vigachet samitpani shrotriyam brahmanishtham parikshya lokan karmachitan brahmano nirvedamayan nastya kritah kritena tadvijnanartham sa gurumeva bhigachet samitpani shrotriyam brahmanishtham. He says a brahmana, that means again sattvaguna. A sattvaguni person should always analyze all these words promised by the Vedas, the karma kanda. Karma chitan means by performance of the karma, whatever we gain. Lokan means the loka means the effect of that. We are going to this loka, that loka means where we are going, that effect. Karmachitan lokan, the lokas are the worlds which has been attained through performing some karma or so. Pariksha means examining them. You think about whatever heavens have been discussed, you think about it well. That what is the benefit of attempting to reach that heaven? You have to analyze whether I am really elevated by that, I am going to, or I am again coming back to the same soup, then what is the point, like that. Now you need not think of the yaga yajnas. It is equally true of us also. Pariksha lokan means we have to look around and find out. As I said that always we think that by doing this I will become happy. Now you look around or analyze, by doing anything anybody has become happy in this world? Say the richest person, the most famous industrialist, the most famous person, are they really happy? And they have become contented? If they are happy finally, then they will become contented. They will not have further desires. They will not fight for competition also for the desires of each other. They will not be agitated. They will not be suffering from something missing, insufficiency. They will not suffer from any insufficiency. That is the meaning of fulfillment. So when we find that doing anything in the world, nobody has ever become fulfilled, not only in the present, in the past, we can analyze anything. This is the pariksha lokan karmachitan. Karmachitan means here it is the worlds attained by performing some karmakanda, yoga, yajna or yaga. But in our case, we are not performing yajna, yaga. But whatever we are doing, that has to be analyzed. That for happiness, so does it mean that we will not have desire from the beginning? No, you may have some desires. But you should know very well that by fulfilling the desires, I am not going to be fulfilled forever. That is not going to give me the permanent fulfillment. You do anything. You work for money, you look for fame, you marry, you do anything. But not with the delusion that by marrying this girl I will become happy forever. You marry and then become unhappy. That is what happens everywhere. You open the factory and you become more unhappy. And you open a new school and become more unhappy. Everywhere, whatever you do, the delusion is that by doing this I will become happy. Nobody becomes happy by doing anything. So shall I not do? Yes, you fulfill your all desires if it is harmless. Suppose some desires I have and they are harmless. I am not harming anybody in the society. They have to be fulfilled. You fulfill the desire but without being deluded that by fulfilling this desire I will become fulfilled forever. If you do this, then nobody is going to tell you anything. You will have a very wise life to lead. You will be happy in your life also. Because you are not deluded by that. And you know that the fulfillment comes only by something else, not by doing anything. One day I will do that also. That is how in our country everybody used to leave their profession, their family by 50 years, 55 years or maximum 60 years. They used to walk off into the forest, as they say, just in the previous verse, tapashraddheyo hyupavasanti aranye. They used to leave because they knew that I am ruling the kingdom as a king, but this is not going to give me the ultimate fulfillment. In that case, they will not try to cling to the kingdom. They will not try to cling to the family also. They know that it is not going to fulfill me ultimately. Do you get my point? It is a very, very important point. There is no harm in fulfilling the harmless desires. But there is foolishness if you think that the fulfillment of that particular desire is going to fulfill me forever. And if you go with this knowledge, then you will find that very soon you will be able to outlive the desires also. Suppose you need money, you work for money. You will never become slave to money because you know that money is not going to make me ultimately fulfilled. It is needed for my certain comfort and all. You do it and beyond that whatever money you have, you liberally give to others, those who do not have also anything. Whatever it is, you will never become slave to money or wealth or fame, anybody. If you keep this in mind that this is not going to make me permanently happy. So very soon you will find that you have outlived that. As Shaunaka, the great householder, and the first day I said that why Shaunaka was a great householder? Because he has transcended all his insufficiencies except one, that he had the enquiry to know the truth. So one day when we outlive all the small desires, only the desire to know the truth will be there, enquiry will be there. So, pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmano nirvedamayat nastya kritah kritena. They come to know that by doing anything, the immortality cannot be had. The literal meaning is that by doing anything under the law of causality, you cannot reach that which is beyond causality. That is unchanging. By doing anything, it is in the range of duality, changefulness. By doing anything, even the jnana we talk about, the Upanishadic knowledge also, that knowledge will not take us to, the immortality is not a result of the knowledge. Mark my word, it's extremely important. The immortality is, you cannot say that it is a result of the knowledge. With vidya, with knowledge, we treat the avidya or the ignorance. When the vidya treats the avidya, the knowledge treats the ignorance, both are gone. So whatever remains, that is the truth. It is not the Upanishad will take you. That is, everything is inferior. In the second verse it said that everything is inferior. Only yayat adaksha atapara yayat adakshanam adhigamyate, by which the akshara is attained. This attainment comes by cancelling, annulling the avidya by the vidya. It is not a result of the vidya. It is not linked by the causality at all. If it had been a result of the vidya, then again it is a causal product. See, there is a verse in Sarva Vedanta Sarasangraha. Tad vidya vishayam brahma satya jnana sukhatmakam shantam cha tadatitam cha param brahma taduchyate. Sarva Vedanta Sarasiddhanta, 996 verse. He says, Tad vidya vishayam brahma satya jnana sukhatmakam. That whatever we are calling the truth, my identity, real identity, so many things were Satchidananda, so many things we are saying. That is the vidya vishayam. Vishayam means which is the object of the vidya. Through vidya we are knowing. That Brahman which we are knowing through the Upanishadic knowledge, that is satya jnana sukhatmakam. That is giving us the joy of knowledge and the placidity and all that. But shantam cha tadatitam cha param brahma taduchyate. The real Brahman or the reality is again transcending that. You cannot call it sukhatmaka or anything. There is no sukha. That is why we use the word placidity. There is no sukha, nothing. Even the word satya, truth, it is also our mental concept. Advaita is a mental concept. It's a model we are giving. With Advaita model, we are treating the Dvaita and Bahutva. When it is treated, both Advaita, Dvaita, Bahutva, everything is gone. You go to the transcendental level. That is why the truth is called anirvachaniya. It cannot be expressed. Avang manaso gochara. It cannot be attained by mind or the intelligence. By the knowledge is only to purify our mind, purify our intelligence, make it freed of all the desire, all the bheda buddhi we have collected. This I have discussed quite a few times. From birth or even before birth also through the cells, we are always collecting the bheda buddhi, the divisional fragmentation. That mind and intelligence has to be treated with the unity, uniformity, oneness, infinitude and all. When the bheda buddhi is gone by this abheda darshanam jnanam, then you go beyond bheda, abheda, everything, you go to the transcendental level which cannot be reached by mind or words or anything at all. That is the truth.